evening. You're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where we curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. Before I hit the headlines, I want to quickly take our viewers through where, at least numerically, India stands with its fight against COVID-19. We've put out the figures. Right now, viewers, overall, the figure for India in terms of the import of positive cases stands at a total of 42,80,422 till now. Across the country, we've recorded 72,775 deaths. Let's cut through the 3 states which are recording the highest import of positive cases. Maharashtra continues to dominate with a total positive cases of 9,23,641. Till now, there have been 27,027 deaths reported in the state of Maharashtra. Andhra Pradesh is at the number 2nd position with a total import of positive cases of 5,06,493 and recording till now 4,487 deaths. Tamil Nadu right now stands at 3rd with a total positive import of 4,69,256 and recording 7,927 deaths. So this is what it looks like in terms of positive cases. These were figures that were recorded just till about 10 minutes ago right here in India today. All right, viewers, let's begin with the latest coming in, and that is a picture which pretty much lays bare the treachery of the Chinese. This picture that we are showing to you shows Chinese soldiers holding machetes, holding spears, standing very close to the LAC. This has been recorded in Razangla. This picture, viewers, once again, just take a look at this. This is many Chinese soldiers standing. What they have in their hands are machetes, spears, proof of Chinese treachery. Images are from the 7th September, where about 50 PLA troops can be seen armed with, like I said, machetes, spears. Some of them even have rifles. If you look hard enough, you can see some of them even have rifles with them. Now, these images are from Razangla Heights in eastern Ladakh, where the Chinese soldiers made an attempt to dislodge the Indian army, which was guarding the heights. Facing resistance from the Indian troops, the Chinese soldiers fired gunshots in the air. The Indian army has occupied crucial heights in areas around the south bank of Pangong Lake, and the Chinese have made several attempts to take over Indian position. All right, so the picture that you just saw is of Chinese soldiers there holding machetes, holding spears. Let's now cut across and get you the very latest in terms of where India stands with its eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation with China.
This is the location where Indian and Chinese troops faced off on Monday evening. A face-off that sent temperatures soaring higher than ever during the 4-month standoff and ignited a ferocious war of words. But what really happened on Monday night? As always, India Today will break it down for you factually. But before that, the dramatic sequence of events that brought the face-off to light. It began close to midnight last night when Chinese state-run media flashed news claiming that the Indian army had crossed the line of actual control near the Pangong South Bank. Quoting a statement from the Chinese Army's Western Theatre Command, the news flash went on to say that the Indian Army had opened fire, prompting some unspecified countermeasures from the Chinese side. While China has made major claims, what are the facts on the ground? Remember how we told you about India's dominant positions taken at South Pangong on August 29th? Well, the Indian Army has taken many more strategic positions along the LAC. Monday night's action took place between Gurung Hill and Razangla, somewhere in this area. At about 6 p.m. on Monday, a Chinese patrol came very close to one of the Indian positions at the heights in this area. Given the Indian Army's huge visual advantage in this area, the approaching Chinese were spotted and megaphones and floodlights were used to dissuade them. In response, Chinese troops fired warning shots in the air with assault rifles and light machine guns. The Indian Army says it dissuaded the Chinese aggression, but has not specified what methods were used. This could possibly mean more aggressive megaphone messages or more focused floodlights on the troops' movements and their backup support. Rebuffed in their latest attempt to dislodge the Indian positions, the Chinese returned to the area with a sizable number of armoured vehicles, just as they'd done on August 31st. Expecting this, the Indian Army's T-90 tank regiment, just a few kilometers away, was ready for any escalation. Those are the facts on the ground. Several hours after the Chinese Army's inflammatory claims on Indian action, the Indian Army issued a statement categorically denying that it had indulged in any aggressive actions, including firing, and going on to say that it was the Chinese army that attempted to provoke and was dissuaded by the Indian side. The nature of this dissuasion has been left deliberately vague as the war of words escalates. As claims and counterclaims continue, two things are certain. One, the Indian Army's first move initiative is on full display once again. And two, the Indian Army has learned to use the Chinese playbook against the Chinese. With Manjeet Negi and Shivarur in Delhi, Bureau Report for India Today.
All right, let's get to the very latest coming in on the Rhea Chakrabarti case where she's been arrested. She was arrested by the Narcotics Control Bureau just about an hour and a half ago. All of this has happened after 3 days of interrogation. Right now, her brother Shovik, Sushant Singh Rajput's house help and manager Samuel Miranda are both under arrest. What we do know right now is that a basic health examination is being conducted of Rhea Chakrabarti. She's been made to undergo a COVID test, which is negative. After that, the Narcotics Control Bureau will seek judicial custody of Rhea Chakrabarti. They say they've interrogated her, they don't want her custody, but because as per the Narcotics Bureau, the charges are grave, therefore she needs to be given judicial custody. They will oppose the bail for Rhea Chakrabarti. However, I want to quickly take our viewers through what you see right here. Now, this is Rhea Chakrabarti today. She's waving out to someone. Who is she waving out to as she gets in there? That's Rhea Chakrabarti. You can see her wave out before she gets into the car. All of this has happened after she was arrested by the Narcotics Control Bureau. What I'm also going to show you is that something which has created quite a stir is what Rhea Chakrabarti was wearing. We're going to get a full visual of Rhea Chakrabarti as well in just a short while, where she's wearing a t-shirt which actually goes on to say "Smash Patriarchy." We're going to get that visual in just about 10 seconds from now. But I want to connect, while we wait for that visual to come in, I want to connect right now to my colleague Devesh and Mustafa, who are joining us live. Devesh, you know, on that particular visual, I want to come to you. Rhea Chakrabarti is arrested by the NCB, the Narcotics Control Bureau. She's taken into that van and she's waving out to somebody. Who is she waving out to?
Preeti, though it is not yet clear whom Rhea Chakrabarti was waving to, we tried asking NCB officials, but they have not provided any details regarding that. But it is suspected that Shovik Chakrabarti, who remains to be in custody of Narcotics Control Bureau, maybe she was waving at her younger brother, at her kid brother, Shovik Chakrabarti, who was on the third floor premises of the same building. There's a window over here. I'll ask my camera person to just pan and zoom in on the third floor window that you can see. That is the Narcotics Control Bureau office, and though we were not watching, as Riya was stepping out, our cameras were focused towards the entrance gate. But it could be that Shovik was there at the window. He was allowed to go to the window and wave at his sister.
Meanwhile, stay with me. What I'm going to do is right now, I'm going to also play out a particular clip which has got at least the social media buzz, in which she's actually wearing a t-shirt. We're going to play that clip out right now. Let's play that clip out where she's actually wearing, Riya Chakrabarti is wearing a t-shirt which says, "Roses are red, violets are blue, let's smash patriarchy and you." So pretty much something which seems to suggest smash patriarchy. It's a message that she wants to give out clearly, and that message is because there is an alternate thought which seems to suggest that Riya Chakrabarti is being targeted because she's a woman. She really doesn't have credible cases against her. So is she giving out a subtle hint of let's smash patriarchy, me and you, by wearing the t-shirt the day she gets arrested by the Narcotics Control Bureau? I want to right now connect to Mustafa, who's going to get us up to speed with the very latest in terms of what to expect. Mustafa, what is it that the NCB will ask for? They say they've interrogated her, but they still are seeking judicial custody. Am I correct?
Yes, of course, if you go by what the senior officials of the NCB were telling us, they don't need the custodial remand of any of the accused in this case. The remaining accused will be produced in court. Tomorrow, Riya Chakrabarti will be produced in front of magistrate this evening, and they are likely to say that they don't want police custody. They are okay with judicial custody, but if Riya Chakrabarti's lawyer apply for bail, they will oppose it. That's what they are saying. Judicial custody is for 14 days, and it doesn't look like at this point of time, if no custody is sought, there will be any reason to deny bail at this point of time. And also the same will happen to other accused like Samuel Miranda, Shovik Chakrabarti and others who are arrested in this case. They are likely to get bail in 1 or 2 days. That's what the senior officials are telling us, that they have investigated her and they have all the evidence which is needed in this entire case, and they are not ready to reveal that evidence at this point of time. Soon, in some time, around half an hour time, Riya Chakrabarti will move out from Sion Hospital, come to NCB where the further proceedings will go on. Whether she is able to get a bail tonight itself or it will be tomorrow, that will have to wait and watch. But as far as the NCB is concerned, it looks like for them that the case has come to a conclusion and they are not much interested in calling anybody further in the custodial probe. Riya Chakrabarti may well be the last accused in this entire Bollywood drug syndicate which they wanted to investigate. Back to you.
All right, appreciate you both for joining us. We're going to come back to you in just about 20 minutes because that's when we'll have a fair idea on whether she's been given judicial custody or not. But what are the charges against Riya Chakrabarti? Let's quickly go through that. Charge 1 is Section 8C, the NDPS Act. Now, what does it entail? It entails the sale, purchase, consumption of narcotics, drug or psychotropic substances. The punishment for this is fine or a 6-month jail. Fine or a 6-month jail. Let's cut across to the charge 2 of possession under the Section 20 of the NDPS Act. Possession, sale, purchase, use of cannabis. Punishment, small quantity, up to 1 year jail, up to 10,000 rupee fine. I want to remind our viewers, still now on her person, there was no quantity of drugs or marijuana that was found. Charge 3 is, of course, I want to take you through the quantity. If there's a medium quantity, up to 10 years of jail, up to 1 lakh fine. Commercial quantity, 10 to 12 years in jail, 1 to 2 lakh fine. So this is what it looks like. I want to take you to charge 3 under Section 27A with the NDPS Act. Consumption of cocaine, morphine and other psychotropic drugs. Punishment up to 1 year in jail, up to 20,000 rupee fine. Charge 4, Section 28 NDPS Act, attempt to commit any offence mentioned in the Act. Punishment, jail term provided for the entire offence. So this is what the charge sheet looks like. The 5th charge is under Section 29 in the NDPS Act, abetment and criminal conspiracy. Punishment, jail term provided for the offence planned or committed. This is what the charge sheet looks like where the Narcotics Control Bureau is concerned. Meanwhile, Riya's lawyer has now reacted. Riya's lawyer, right after Riya Chakrabarti was arrested, has come on record to say that this is a witch hunt. There are 3 agencies targeting Riya Chakrabarti. He led out a statement in which the counsel, Satish Manishande, has said and called the NCB's move a travesty of justice, adding that 3 central agencies were hounding a single woman for being in love with a drug addict. Manik Shinde further says that Sushant Singh Rajput was suffering from mental health issues for several years and that the late actor committed suicide due to consumption of illegally administered medicines and drugs. He reiterated his stand that Sushant Singh Rajput consumed illegal medicine prescribed by his sister. However, the Bihar DGP, mind you, let's take you back. When Bihar had, the Bihar police had taken over the FIR, the Bihar DGP had that time said that truth will come out. Today he says this is vindication, but let's listen in to the reaction of the lawyer of Sushant Singh Rajput's family.
Bandra police station looks like the second home of Riya Chakrabarti. For every small incident, she runs to Bandra police, and they also permit her to sit and use the police station as if it's her own home or her drawing room. The FIR which has been registered is clearly illegal, clearly a contempt of the orders of the Supreme Court, and we will take very strong action.
जब परिवार ने देखा कि मुंबई पुलिस इसका एक दिशा बिल्कुल अलग दिशा में जा रही है और सही मामला जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन में होना चाहिए नहीं कर रही है, तो मेरे पास जब आए तो हम लोगों ने सोचा कि परिवार की तरफ से कि पता करेंगे फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन क्या थी सुशांत की, पैसे वैसे कहाँ उसके गए। तो एक अकाउंट का ही पता किया तो पता चला कि 17 करोड़ उसमें आया था, 15 करोड़ निकला था। तो उस बेसिस पे, और चूंकि ऑलरेडी हम लोग को मालूम था पहले ही 4 दिन में जब मिली सुशांत से अपने भाई के बर्थडे पार्टी का पेमेंट उसने सुशांत के क्रेडिट कार्ड से दिया, तो इस तरह की चीजें हम लोग को शुरू से मालूम थी। तो हमने कहा कि इसका एंगल डेफिनेटली होगा, क्योंकि वो पैसा इतना, आफ्टर ऑल सुशांत ने कोई प्रॉपर्टी नहीं खरीदी, कोई बड़ी गाड़ी नहीं खरीदी।
डीजी साहब ये बताइए कि बिहार पुलिस ने शुरू से ही कहा था कि रिया चक्रवर्ती इस मामले में दोषी है, आज वो सिद्ध हो गया मानते हैं आप?
देखिए अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है, अभी बहुत लंबा चलेगा ये, और 3 भारत सरकार की एजेंसी अलग अलग मामलों को देख रही है। ईडी देख रही है वो अपना विषय से संबंधित मामला, एनसीबी देख रही है अपने विषय से संबंधित मामला, सीबीआई अलग इंडिपेंडेंट इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है सुशांत के सो कॉल्ड सुसाइड का। तो अभी तो ये एनसीबी के द्वारा ड्रग या ड्रग पेडलर के साथ
All right, the latest news break right now coming in. What we are getting to know is that Riya Chakrabarti and her legal counsel are going to apply for bail, which is going to be opposed by the Narcotics Control Bureau because they say that there are heinous charges against her. But what we are given to understand is that Riya's legal counsel is going to look and apply for bail in just about half hour from now. Connecting to our Mumbai Bureau Chief Sahil Joshi. Sahil, get us more details, please.
You know, as soon as the Riya's lawyers heard that the Narcotics Control Bureau officials are not going to seek for the remand, because till now it was only through the sources, but now on record the Deputy Director of Narcotics Control Bureau confirmed that they are not going to apply for the remand, not seeking further custodial interrogation of Riya Chakrabarti, and they will be sending her to the judicial custody. The Riya's lawyers have immediately moved in for the bail. The application has been moved to the court, as well as it's been served to the Narcotics Control Bureau officials as well. Of course, the NCB will oppose the bail, but because NCB is not seeking custody of Riya Chakrabarti, the magistrate will have to decide about the bail application, moved by Riya Chakrabarti's lawyer.
All right, Sahil, we're going to come right back to you in 10 minutes, really short of time. We're going to slip into a quick break. When we return, we're going to bust certain myths masquerading to be facts. Stay with me. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.